Hello everybody, XP Gamer here and welcome to Let's Play Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. If you saw it, back when this game came out, I uploaded part 1. Part 1 of it, took it down, didn't upload anymore. That's because at the time I was really wanting to play this game, even though I played the original. But I really wanted to play it. And, you know, with recording, you can't always play it. You have to stop every now and then so you don't get too far ahead and all that junk. But we're playing it now. And I'm in this mood where I want to start doing more blind LPs. And the reason this isn't a blind LP will be, well, I'll tell you in a minute. And, I meant to say moment and minute at the same time. In a minute. So there's Legend mode, which is the story mode, which is what we'll be playing through. You can see I have all of it done. I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse there. But we're still going to be playing through it regardless. There's free mode, which is replaying any scenario in Legend mode, but with any unlocked warrior. There's adventure mode. Challenge. My fairy gallery and settings are all just like side stuff, obviously. Adventure mode is where you have 9 quests, or 9 maps, based on Zelda games, or, well, Master Quest, which is basically, well, yeah, they're all based on Zelda games. And this is the reason I wanted to do this LP now. So as you can see, I have as little as 1% to as high as 71% on some of these maps. So, and then there's challenge mode, which is battle challenge, boss challenge, and Ganon's Fury, which you'll find later. For this LP, we are going to be tackling Legend mode, all the scenarios in Legend mode. The reason I'm doing it now instead of a blind LP is because, just like I have Death Road to Canada, as, like, you know, a side LP in between, main LPs, I'm going to be having that with this game, because quite honestly, these 9 maps get really tiring, but I want to finish them. I really want to 100% them, and I've spent over 80 plus hours on this game so far, and that includes these 3 too. So after the main LP is over, this will turn into a side LP. So I will do a few episodes of adventure mode and challenge mode in between every LP, basically trying to finish these. So obviously you can see a lot of these had gold things next to them. That means everything's done. That means I completed it. So those we aren't going to be showing off, so you won't see everything, which is kind of weird since we're kind of going to be starting it midway through. But that's why it's going to be a side LP, you know, it's a side mode and everything. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, I've wasted enough of your time. Let's start the story of Legends. So you have all your scenarios here. You can see this is the prologue. We have Linkle's Tale and we have Sia's Tale. This is weird because I'm just gonna skim through these. Skip ahead if you don't want to see any of these. But you can see we have all of these scenarios, a lot of which have different people's tales in them, and that's because not only is the main story going on, but there are side stories going on at the same time as the main story. I guess we'll just go through this area by area, starting with the Armies of Ruins. You can see all the collectibles there. We're going to be doing this on normal mode, just in case. If it's too easy, we might switch to hard, but since a lot of my warriors are already leveled up and stuff from previous gameplay. But let's head into this. So first things first, we can only use Link. You can change his costume. There's a lot of different costumes. A lot of these I have unlocked, a lot of them I don't. So we're going to go with the costume that would normally be used in this scenario, which is the trainee tunic. We have a lot of different weapons. We already have the Master Sword. We have the Spinner, the Horse, the Great Fairy, the Gauntlets, and Hylian Sword. I'm just going to use a Hylian Sword for the time being. We have a White Sword. We don't have a Magical Sword yet. All this stuff, you probably don't know a lot about this stuff, so I'm not going to waste too much time here since none of you might, well, not none of you. some of you might not know what's going on. There are fairies, which you can see all that stuff. These are just helpful little things that we've accumulated as I played this game for 80 hours without recording. But let's get into the journey, because we've wasted enough time. All the tiny stuff you saw really isn't that important, just so you know. Impa, the same nightmare keeps haunting me. An omen, perhaps, of dark times ahead for Hyrule. Dark times? If that is indeed true, we must locate him. We must find the reborn spirit of the hero. We will find no fully realized heroes here. We'd be wiser looking elsewhere. Ouchies. Your Highness! A horde of monsters is marching toward Hyrule Castle! Impa, prepare the troops for battle. Whoa, isn't that the princess? What's she wasting her time with us for? So I guess we just wait to hear what happened? Hey, Link! What do you think you're doing with that sword? I'm gonna swing it around, and no one's gonna stop me.
Hordes of monsters began laying siege to the kingdom of Hyrule. Princess Zelda led a valiant defense against hopeless odds. News of the Hyrulean army's imminent defeat reached the cadets at the knight's training yard. As the elite troops fell in battle, Hyrule's trainees were left to wait helplessly inside the castle walls. Despite the odds, one young knight took up his simple training sword and chose to fight. This brave young man was named Link. Compelled to act, he rushed to the monster-ridden battlefield to assist Zelda and defend Hyrule.
Okay, so this is the Armies of Ruin. As you can see, we have an hour time limit. We're not going to use all that. Battlefield info, you can see we have Link, Zelda, Impa, a ton of Hylian captains, and a Goron captain on our side. The Dark Forces, there's a Dark Wizard, a ton of Lizalfos. And, yeah. And then we have the keeps. The Allied forces have 2 keeps. The other one, the Dark Forces have 6. Current status, defeat all enemies. Defeat conditions is the castle keep falls. And we have our warrior info, which is nothing that we're going to be looking at. Tutorials, settings, da-da-da-da-da. But whatever. That's all pretty useless. Let's start the battle. Also, this game's soundtrack is bomb. Hyrule Field. So for those of you who aren't sure, this game is highly dependent on button mashing. It's a hack and slash game. For those of you who don't know what Dynasty Warriors is, it's a spin-off of that, but with Zelda characters. So it's not your typical Zelda game at all. There are very little puzzles involved. As you can see, this here's an outpost captain. If you defeat the outpost captain, this blue thing, which is an outpost, it becomes yours. That spawns Croots. Croots, what am I saying? Recruits. Croots. Alright. It spawns Croots. Someone help! I'm too little to fight monsters. Alright, you can see we have a ton of items here. We technically shouldn't have any yet, but we do. So, thanks, I'm Proxy. And who are you? Link, huh? Unusual name. What's it mean? Where are you from? Nice sword. Man, a few words, huh? That's okay. I'll come along and do the talking. So you can do different combos by using Y, and then Y is your main attack button. You hit X for combos. Hold your ground, everyone. We are the only ones who can protect Hyrule. These little drops are materials. And then the other sorts of... Yeah! Keep attacking! Then there are weapon drops. There are sometimes hearts and like SP and stuff. You can see up in the top left there's 3 things that let you press A. You'll see what that means in 1 second. There's a lot to explain, so I'm sorry if I'm bad at explaining it. This dude is the Dragon Knight Volga. If you're ready to join your ancestors, then I accept your challenge. Here's what the A button does. Kill enough enemies to fill up those gauges, it unleashes a very, very powerful attack. Mission start, defeat Volga. So you can see Link is level 106, which is kind of absurd. So these enemies are going to go down at a piece of cake. Get out of my way, boy! Well, dang. How noble. Enjoy your shared grave. Oh no. Could you be? Alright, well, we didn't defeat him, but he retreated, so that's good too. Pots along the side, red ones drop hearts. Like, neutral colored ones drop rupees, or the beige ones. Yellow ones drop that stuff to fill up your gauge. Is Volga slacking off again? Fine, send out the next unit! Alright, so the abandoned fort is open. That's where we just were. You can see it flashing on the map. East Keep's about to fall. We can't really do anything about that just yet because it's not even open. We can't hold them anymore! Somebody help! Defeat the Lizalfo. So as you saw, it did that fiery attack. After that fiery attack was done, it left itself open, and that's what that white, like, meter was. It's their vulnerability meter. It has an actual name, but it's something like that. It just shows when they're vulnerable to a lot more damage than usual. Mine entrance is open. Thanks a ton! Hey, you should take that treasure in that mine as a reward. This is where bombs would normally be located. Just figured I'd let you know, because we have all the items already. Also, the only reason I'm not doing this on a new save file, and that's a weapon, the only reason I'm not doing it on a new save file is because I want to level up my warriors as much as possible, because believe me, level 106 isn't even enough when, you're playing some of the, whatchamacallit, when you're doing some of the adventure map missions. Okay, so you can now hit up or down on the D-pad to switch characters. So now that we are Zelda. Well done! Have you been training? What's here? Red pot. We need to capture the keep. The Westfield Keep. So you can see as we defeat enemies in a keep, its health meter goes down. And then eventually... yeah. Eventually, the keep boss appears once that meter is decreased completely. That's not... I did not word that right. Once you defeat the keep boss, the keep is yours. Belongs to the Allied forces. And as you can see, since we own it now, the gate opened. this gate over here, which was closed. Link, look, the princess! The princess, she's here. You! I saw you in the training yard. Dark forces have received reinforcements. You can see that green meter too. You'll see what that does when it's necessary. The central keeps open. Attack! Destroy! Massacre! Kill the royal whelp before I grow impatient. Capture both the central and Eastfield keeps and close their gates. Something else neat. Well, we just captured that one. But you can command. So Link, since we're not currently controlling him, we could send him anywhere on the map. So you can see these darker red dots. Those are like important enemies, like ones with more health, so those Alphos. Since we're not controlling Link at the moment, we could have him go attack them. Or we could have him go here and start attacking this keep while we're doing something else. So there's a lot of multitasking, which is nice. It can get really stressful sometimes. It probably won't in the main campaign just because we're so over leveled, but believe me, once we get to those those adventure maps after the main story's done, oh boy, is it gonna get stressful. Alright, Eastfield Keep is ours. Capture West Rock Face Keep. I'm gonna command Zelda to actually move towards here, because I know she has to be down there soon. Meanwhile, as Link, might as well take this keep. We don't need to, but it always helps to take keeps, because you spawn more troops, it's less likely to get keeps taken from you. It's just a good idea. Just always be doing the best you can. We forced the invaders into the north. Now we must call upon the Great Fairy. I must plan out our motion. Soldiers in training, follow me to the fairy fountain. So now our mission is to get both Link and Zelda over to the fairy fountain. That's some amazing skill. You can see we've killed 1,400 enemies. Move! Invade Hyrule Castle from the northern gate. They'll never expect it. Oh boy, dark forces are advancing towards the castle keep. We don't want that. Seal the northern gate to stop the dark forces from getting to the castle. You got it. Oh shoot, well, okay. Is Impa gonna be playable now? Yep, alright, Impa's playable, so I guess if that's the case, I'll command Link to head down to the fairy fountain with Zelda. And then I'll play as Impa to get the Lizalfos out of the way. So I'm sure you already saw with Link and Zelda, they do play differently. Impa also plays differently. All the warriors play differently, obviously, because it'd be kind of stupid if they didn't. Impa is more of a slow attacking powerhouse. Also, as you saw, Link and most fighters have multiple weapons, so that also affects how they play. There are some that really suck, there are some that are cool, there are some that are just good ideas, but they aren't the best weapons to wield. It depends. Okay, so now that we did that, where do I want Impa to go? Do I even want to command Impa anywhere? I'll just have her go to the Westfield Keep for now. Okay, so now we are at the fairy fountain. Blow up the wall. Head in here. To the fairy fountain. 5,000 rupees. Thank God there's no wallet upgrades in this game. Like, it's not like, oh, you can only hold 100 rupees, because we got 5,000 already. I think my overall, like, amount in the game, I have over 1 million at the moment. Link. You need to get over here. Come here, boy. There we go. Link and Zelda arrived at the fairy fountain. Great Fairy, hear our plea. That was a really bad Zelda voice. Please, Princess Zelda, you must pull back. We can manage the battle from here. I understand. May the goddesses protect you. Our blade is glowing. Zelda has charged the magic circle. It's ready to use. Oh god, not you. At least she's not highly polygonal, so it's not as bad. I guess. In a way, it's still pretty bad. But oh well. So the Great Fairy is gonna pilfer our bombs like it's nothing. Even that Goron's just stealing his bombs. How disrespectful. It's a Mega Bomb. Pew. That's one big blast. We have used the magic circle. Zelda left the battlefield. The magic circle dealt a devastating blow to the enemy forces. We've done it! The enemy has suffered a devastating hit. Alrighty. Hyrulean forces gain morale after their attack on dark forces. So yes, morale is also a thing. If you have higher morale, your troops take a lot more hits before they die. Low morale obviously does the opposite. Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Unleash King Dodongo! Fire-breathing King Dodongo. Alright, well, this is one big boy. So giant bosses are a thing. I'll explain more about them, but yeah, morale, basically, if you fail to do something, your morale decreases and your troops are killed a lot more easily. And then the other way around, well, is, you know, high morale, it's the other way around. So, how did the wizard transport a creature of that size to a battlefield so quickly? This is a giant boss. All the giant bosses typically have a certain way to attack them. Because look, you can see just flat out slashing at it isn't doing much damage. I mean, it's doing a lot more considering I'm level 106, but it's still not doing much. So, as you saw, I instead threw a bomb into its mouth when its mouth opened, and that exposed its weakness. It's dead already. Because I am really overpowered. Dark Wizard has left the battlefield. And I'm pressing Y and I can't attack anymore. That signifies that the battle hath ended. Well, the whole scenario has ended. Well fought, troops. This is why we never give up. General Impa, terrible news! The enemy wizard has seized the castle! So the beast was just a distraction? Where's Princess Zelda? Is she safe? We can't find her anywhere! What? That's impossible! Why, thank you. She's holding clothes in her hand while doing that. We can't locate Princess Zelda. I pray she's safe. I must ask for your help in finding her. I trust you are willing? Link, be a hero worthy of wearing this tunic.
The Triforce is the harmonious union of power, wisdom, and courage. It has been the object of countless battles between the forces of light and darkness. Each time the Triforce fell into the clutches of evil, Hyrule was plunged into misery. But in every age, a hero, clad in green, would restore peace to the land. During one of these dark times, the legendary hero split the spirit of evil into 4 fragments, sealing each away to finally break the cycle of destruction. 3 of the fragments were scattered across time and space. The final fragment was sealed in a sacred temple built upon holy ground, imprisoned by the blade of evil's bane.
Well, there's some backstory. I have 1.2 million rupees. So here are all the weapons we got. We got a great fountain fairy, got a sword for Fi, simple crossbows for Linkle. If you don't know these characters, you'll figure it out eventually. Here are just some random thingies we've gotten. Food is for feeding fairies. And since we're here, I might as well... Ooh, don't want to show off all the characters like that. Might as well show off some of the things we can do. So there's a badge market where we can make all these things, allows a warrior to use a potion twice per battle, nullifies knockback, moderately increases healing effects. All of this is stuff that I'm not going to be doing on screen, because there's a lot of it. Training dojo, which lets you level up your warriors, for rupees, of course. Apothecary is stuff like that, and then there's fusing and selling weapons. So, yeah. There's a lot to do. We're just going to be going through the story, because, you know, that's not... all of that stuff isn't really necessary. And, I guess we're also going to be doing this in chronological order. So, instead of going to the Sheikah tribesmen, since this branches off right off of what we just did, next time, instead of heading to this, we will be going to Sia's Tale, the Dragon of the Caves. So with that, this has been the first episode of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and I'll see you guys next time where we start on Sia's Tale. See you all then! Also, sorry if there was just a lot of explaining in this episode, because there is a lot to explain in this game, but we'll get through it, I promise. I'll see you all then.